Hey, what's up, guys? It is me, obviously. That's a funny way to start a video. I haven't done a video in a while because our new host, Alice, has been doing a few, and she's been doing freaking awesome. And if you haven't seen any of her videos, she's put out like the last 3 or 4 covering things like lightning in a bottle. Today, we just dropped a video on what to eat when you're camping. It's some really cool stuff. If you haven't checked out our videos, do so in the comments, the links below, or titles on the cards on the screen or whatever. And today I want to talk about something that I did not think I'd be talking about anytime soon, and that is the Coachella 2020 lineup. And the only reason I'm talking about this in June, when the event takes place in April, is because Coachella, like Insomniac, is killing us with these 11-month in advance ticket sales. So if you didn't know, EDC a few weeks ago, tickets for 2020 went on sale for like $10 down. So I immediately scooped 4 of them, and it only costed me $10 for the down payment plus $40 a month per ticket, which was just an unbeatable deal. And this was in June, and the event takes place in May. And then a few weeks later, Coachella did something similar. I think it was like $45 down or something like that. So I guess even though Coachella kind of just happened, I'll be talking about some predictions for the 2020 lineup. And this is an interesting topic because, you know, Coachella is known for having the biggest names in music and the biggest names in pop. You know, if you've looked at almost any lineup from any year from Coachella, it's probably star-studded as hell. I had a conversation recently with some of my coworkers of who is left to headline Coachella. Like, how do you top Beyonce and how do you top Ariana Grande and, you know, kind of keep the hype for one of the most popular events in America? So I have some predictions, and these were curated by myself along with some suggestions from Alice, and then we did a little like Instagram poll and Twitter poll to get people's ideas. So without further ado, here are our predictions for the Coachella 2020 lineup. Keep in mind, this is in no way like a in-depth case study or anything like that. Like, this is just like off the cuff, based on what we know about music and previous lineups. Who do we think is gonna play? So first and foremost, Rihanna. I feel like Rihanna is in that same caliber of, you know, previous artists. She's up there with Ariana Grande, you know, Lady Gaga, and she hasn't headlined the event yet. She has not put out new music since, I think, Loyalty with Kendrick, and she's been teasing new music like all year, kind of getting back in the spotlight. And if her album does drop this year, I think there's a very, very high chance that she's gonna take the stage at Coachella 2020. Next is Bruno Mars. So, you know, I think Bruno is also very similar reasons as Rihanna, like same caliber of artist and performer, and I haven't seen him live, but I think everyone has heard that it's just a real spectacle. Probably has that wow factor that Coachella would be looking for their live performance. So I think Bruno would be an awesome headliner. I don't know if he has any new music coming out. It has been a few years since 24 Karat. But regardless, I feel like he's one of those artists where even if he doesn't actively have new music out, just seeing him live is a completely different experience. So I think that'd be really cool to see him at Coachella 2020. Third is BTS. You know, I think there is a growing demand for international talent. You know, with Blackpink at Coachella this past year, J Balvin at Lolla this year as well. People are more and more interested and more receptive and open to international talent. And I think who better than BTS? I think I read they moved like 600,000 tickets on their tour or something crazy like that. So I went down a rabbit hole a few days ago. I watched, like, there's an explained video on Netflix. It's a Netflix series where they just take a topic and they do a deep dive into it. And one of the topics was K-pop, and BTS was spoken about quite a bit, and it's really interesting. Like, I'm kind of a super fan now. And then one of my roommates is huge on K-pop, and I think he went to the BTS concert when they were here. He showed me this video of them performing, and like one of the guys gets on this like he hangs onto a rope and he gets like suspended into the air and he like swings over like tens of thousands of screaming fans. It's like the craziest freaking thing. And I think it would be a smart move for Coachella to open up their brand to this very, very large growing niche audience. Next is Taylor Swift. So, you know, like Rihanna and Bruno, I mean, I think she's just, you know, one of the biggest names in music. She did just release a new single this week. I read about the upcoming music that this single is preceding, and she's talking about going back to like a more pop-friendly sound, kind of ditching that dark tone that she picked up in her last album with, you know, Look What You Made Me Do. And I almost broke out singing that line just now. Can't remember what else off that album. To be honest, I did not listen to the whole thing. I'm pretty sure I only listened to that single. But that tells me that there's probably a really fun, high energy show to accompany the tour that is inevitably gonna come. And I think Coachella would be a really good stop on that tour for an act like Taylor Swift. All right, these last two are a little off the wall. So the fifth one is Swedish House Mafia. And the reason I think this is, I know Coachella has stepped away from EDM headliners as of late. Swedish House Mafia, if you're not familiar with them, they are one of the biggest names in progressive house. They broke up like in 2014 or 2015 or something like that, and they've since been doing a series of reunion shows for a reunion tour that they're currently on. But all of the shows are in Europe, so they don't currently have a US date for their reunion tour. And then finally, and this is a super, super long shot, but it's Adele. Okay, the reason why I think she is a possible headliner, one, extremely talented, one of the best singers of our time, and that's kind of really it. She's an extremely talented artist. The reason I don't think she would be a headliner, I've never been to a show, but I can't imagine it's very fun. In fact, I'm sure it's quite depressing. But she is coming out with new music. She's coming out of a divorce or something, so you know that music's gonna be fire. That was mean. I shouldn't have made that joke. But you know, she's coming out with new music after, you know, I think the last time she was in the spotlight, she canceled her tour because of a vocal cord injury, like in 2017 or something like that. So I think, you know, for a star singer like Adele, you know, it's possible. Like Coachella could be a way for her to get back into it. And then some honorable mentions that people mentioned on Twitter and on Instagram. The Jonas Brothers. Don't know if this is a joke or not. I've seen Jonas Brothers on a bunch of like parody lineups, and I know they are back together, but I just don't see it. Who knows? And then Alice mentioned Elton John, which I think is an interesting name, you know? I think at some point, as current festivals, key demographics start to age out, you know, at some point, there's gonna be the appeal of legacy artists. And that's pretty much it. Again, Rihanna, Bruno, BTS, Taylor, Swedish House Mafia, Adele. So let me know who you think is gonna play. And I guess we'll find out in like 6 to 8 months when they actually do release the lineup, because this is so damn early to be recording this video. Anyway, thanks for watching. We've got a lot coming this summer, so if you haven't already, subscribe. Check out our previous videos. We've got a lot of stuff on camping. Alice is talking about different stuff. I'm talking about different stuff. We went to West Coast Weekender last month. It's just been a really awesome summer. And yeah, we'll see you next time.